What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. I tend to anchor the bulk of my life by asking myself powerful grounding questions that help me answer questions when there seemingly isn't a right or a wrong one. This is most of life, isn't it? Half the decisions we make are based off the assumptions we make, the premise of which can all be off. And really, there isn't a universal right or wrong. And if you think about this enough, it can paralyze you, because almost every important juncture of life requires such a dynamic where you are to make decisions not knowing whether they're going to turn out to be right. And this is where another one of my overarching grounding questions comes to play. I'll ask you to spend some time thinking about this one for yourself. It might become one of those that you keep coming back to in these sort of uncertain situations. And that is, what can you live with? This is quite a powerful question, because although I can make many decisions to optimize in the short term, and who's to say that I even have a full grasp on what I can and cannot live with, the human spirit has an unbelievable ability to endure. But this question does force me to zoom out. It forces me to look at my life from all the future versions of me that will be looking back at this decision. Can they live with this decision? Will they even exist or not exist if I make this decision or another? It's not like there are any shortage of examples where short-term decisions completely change the sort of long-term life you end up having. You can open and close many doors for yourself in just one decision. So what this question really does, it forces you to think about what you want for yourself, what you want your future self to have, what you want your future to be like, who you want to be in it. And from that even blurry image, you can optimize a lot of your decision making to make sure that even if it doesn't directly lead there, that your decisions do not completely erase the possibility of that vision ever existing at all. I've made some very poor decisions that, if it wasn't for the grace of God, that every possibility of a future I'm capable of, envision, and I'm working towards before that decision could have and would have evaporated because of one bad night. Things I would find very hard to live with for the rest of my life. It's a simple prompt to put all your axioms in order. What can you live with? And if you do this right, you will figure out which parts of you are subordinate to other parts of you, which whims should be left to whimper, and which must be more pronounced for a calling to be amplified. It really puts things in perspective, because right or wrong, it might matter in its own regard in this moment. But what if what's right now is wrong in the future? Can you live with whatever you decide to do today? Because that's all it really comes down to, being able to live with it. It's what's right enough to lead you to liberation, so you don't bind down your soul with more burdens to carry and then have to do work to shed. In every decision, you are setting off a possible, irreversible set of realities, an alternate universe, a tangent in the course of your life with each decision. And you will almost never have enough information to know which way to go. So whichever way you do choose, just make sure you can live with it. And I've realized more than anything, that's all you can do in life. There's really no way to certainty. Certainty is an illusion. So all you can do is put your faith in your assumptions and move forward. And really, nothing is possible without putting faith in your assumptions. That's all we can do. Assume a bunch of stuff, and then all the decisions you make after that are based off of those assumptions. So while that's all we can do, the problem with that is it leads to its own set of realities. And you can build an entire course in the wrong direction. And you won't know it's right or wrong. It will just be your reality. You'll probably find yourself justifying it. It might even be you now. I have plenty aspects of my reality that don't serve me well because the decisions I made were wrong because the assumptions I made were wrong. And it has wasted many years of my life and has weighed down my spirit with many things that I find hard to live with and will have to work even harder to find peace from. So all I can tell you is question your assumptions, of course, but to really put everything in order, ask yourself the hard question. Is this something I can live with? I love you, family. Stay true always. I see you on the next show.